Hello, thank you for joining me for Samuel in Springtime. Today is Sunday, May 9th. It is Mother's Day, and we will be looking at the 9th chapter of the first book of Samuel. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there who have mothers. That's everybody. So, the ninth chapter of the first book of Samuel is the worst chapter in the whole book. Only insofar as the place in which the chapter ends. It is almost like a typical gimmicky cliffhanger. So the people ask for a king. And we know the king that's coming. I mean, anyone knows the story of the history of Israel. The king is going to be Saul. And what we find out is that from the tribe of Benjamin, who is the very last son of Jacob Israel, remember them, the tribes? It is the tribe of Benjamin. A wealthy man named Kish had a son named Saul, who was not only handsome, he was also tall. Like that little limerick up. And he was tall and handsome. And what happens is they lose some donkeys. And Saul, as a good son would, takes a servant boy with him and they go look for the donkeys. And they're gone for like 3 days. And all of a sudden Saul looks at the little boy and he says, listen, we got to return because my father's going to stop worrying about the donkeys and start worrying about us. And the boy says, wait a second, let's go to the next town because there's a seer who lives there. You know who that is, right? Foreshadowing. There's a seer who is there visiting the town, and he can tell us where the donkeys are. So, there's this whole thing about what are we going to give him? We don't have any bread left. And little boy comes up with a coin, a quarter shekel. We can give him that. He'll tell us. So we'll go meet with him. This is all a part of God's plan for Saul, Samuel, and Israel. So they, little do they know, they're looking for the seer, Samuel. And Samuel has been told by God, tomorrow I will reveal to you the person that you should anoint to be king over my people. So Samuel is looking for Saul. And so when he comes up to him, he sees him. I guess he's tall and handsome, and he knows right away that's who he's looking for. They say to him, sir, can you tell us where the seer is? And Samuel says, I am the seer. Come with me. Join me in this feast, because that's exactly where he was going. They asked these girls, have you seen the seer? Do you know where he is? Oh, yes, he's in this town. You'll find him here. La, 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 la. They go to the right place that the girls told them to. They find Samuel, and he's on his way to this feast. So he says, he's already prepared that he's going to meet this kid or this potential king. So he's already set aside the best choice of meats at the feast for himself and for this new potential king. So he invites him to the feast. They come together to the feast, and they spend the night. And then the next morning, Samuel walks them out, basically walks them out of town on their way to return to Saul's father, Kish. And as on their way out of town, Saul and his little servant boy, Samuel says, stop here, let the boy go on ahead of you, because I want to tell you, I want to make known to you, this is the words from my translation, the word of God. And then the chapter ends. Exactly. What's going to happen next? I mean, we know, but it's like the same paragraph, and they interrupted and say, oh, wait, let's stop the chapter here. So they did. So that's what happens in chapter 9, the worst chapter in the book, because of the cliffhanger at the end. So Samuel says, wait here, let the boy, let's be alone together because we have some business to discuss. Let me make known to you the word of God, which is, when you do it a chapter at a time, you either have to read ahead or wait till tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day in the meantime, though, and take care.